HBO, why are you making me do this?
Well, there's a difference between what you think you should want and what you actually want.
I already bought the DVD of Euphoria. I feel like this is like a confessional that I actually like this. I don't know if it's some control issue stuff, but 480p just doesn't cut it in 2024. So I had to go and experiment in China.
Hands and feet inside the ride unless you want to die.
The following video is brought to you by, well, me. I bought these and tested them independently so that you can make an intelligent decision about your own purchase.
Word.
Because while there are certainly good things about this collection, are they enough to weigh out the steep negatives? Let's take a look.
I'm just looking out for you.
I thought that would look a lot cooler. Whatever. Oh, it's two separate ones. Okay. Actually, so far the packaging doesn't look really... It doesn't look bad at all. Oh, wow. It has a nice little texture to the jacket. Snakeskin. Non-native language. And the pizza's ready. Oh. It even has that new factory I might have lead inside smell. Oh cool, this is gloss and then this is a mesh pattern. It's neat. At least based on presentation, this is not too much different than a traditional retail edition of any other Blu-ray. I mean, sure, you could say that some of these things, the two's a little off there. It's a sticker, flush sticker. But really, the ultimate test, and the ultimate thing that all of us want to know, is how is the quality of the video. So let's take a look at that. Let's try it in the PC. Get some finer specs. Beneath the hood, I noticed the first disc to be in fact a single-sided 25GB Blu-ray. Dropping to the stream folder will display actual video files. The M2TS extension signifies a common multi-thread file made up of audio, video, and data, such as like subtitles. However, these files are a bit meager. You see, a typical 45-minute episode will weigh in at roughly 10 gigabytes when captured at 1080p. These files are coming in light at less than half of that. Upon firing up one of the files, I encountered our very first issue. And it's a big one. The file wouldn't even play and ultimately crashed the software player. Hey look, I get it. It's a computer. These things can happen, right? So let's try it again. You can hear the disc spinning up in the background. Hey! It worked this time! Sort of. Hello? Hello? Doesn't even play the background screen. Playing this box set on the computer had persistent issues throughout testing. If using a computer is the sole way you plan to view these discs, I've gotta recommend that you avoid purchasing them. And we're locked up again. Perfect. Now I think I have a couple reasons for the incompatibilities. When I used a dedicated Blu-ray player, I noticed that the signal for the splash screen was 1080p but only 50 frames per second. This is a format that's much more commonly found in Europe and the Eastern Hemisphere. In fact, when playing these discs on a different Blu-ray player, the splash screen was skipped entirely and it jumped right into playing the first episode. My guess is that if your Blu-ray player does not support the 1080p at 50 frames per second, the splash screen will also not display on your system. Huh. We'll get to my other ideas for these computer incompatibilities a little bit later in the program.
Shut up, you smartass.
Now, skipping the splash or navigation screen may initially seem like a big deal, but ultimately it isn't because those same options can be accessed in the pop-up mini menu. Also of note, the box claims subtitles in English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. But really, it's just English and 2 forms of Chinese.
So, the night of Daniel's Halloween party, something happened.
Okay, enough about the negatives for now. Let's focus on some positives of this collection.
First of all, ew.
Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time telling you that I believe this is the best written and produced television show in the past decade.
Second of all, ew.
I presume you know this already, having hunted down my video. But speaking of, let's talk about the video for a moment. Now, I alluded to the lighter bitrate of the files earlier, but that could at least partially be explained by the lack of features like impregnated data and additional commentary tracks. Overall, the picture is about as sharp as you'd expect a Blu-ray image to be, with not much in the way of artifact, especially when compared to the DVD edition. That being said, pinning them side by side with the DVD running through an upscaler, the rich black color appears washed out or faded in the Blu-ray version.
But I didn't want to look like an idiot. I didn't want to fuck up everyone's night. And then over time, that's all I wanted. Those 2 seconds of nothingness.
So we got some positives and negatives. I'm still looking for that one magnificent feature that makes this a must-buy.
I wish I had your collarbones.
Let's check out the audio next. The audio is clean, crisp, and thumps during music montages. Upon closer examination, the 5.1 channels are independently mixed, which means you get the true surround sound experience. However, I found the audio to be slightly out of sync with the video. How slight, you might ask? On the order of 50 milliseconds. Now, I've taken the liberty to correct this in most of the footage you're going to see here today, but this becomes really exaggerated when the signal passes through upscalers. Alright, here comes the nerdy part. This Blu-ray outputs at a resolution of 1080p. Modern and future Blu-ray players are willing to upscale or algorithmically modify this signal to 4K if a connected device can receive such signal. The television I'm using is 4K, thus these players will upscale to the larger output. That's fine, but in doing so, it will introduce a small amount of lag or latency in order to perform those calculations. In theory, audio and video signal timings should be maintained. in theory. Next, that signal hits your TV. From here, we have a variety of options for customizing your viewing experience, such as movie mode, dynamic, standard, game mode, natural, etc. Game mode will always provide the fastest processing of the signal. This comes at a cost of higher energy consumption, and also most TVs will lock into a video structure that is very sharp and quite bright. This may not be the most desirable. In the case of these Euphoria discs, in game mode, there was no noticeable lag introduced. All other modes introduced new latency, which caused audio and video to significantly fall out of sync, which really ruined the experience.
I think I'm lonely.
Okay, look, could you please put your penis away?
No.
In order to view this on a PlayStation 5 Blu-ray player and avoid auto-up conversion, we have to navigate the settings menu and disable the auto-resolution playback setting. Good. Now we're flowing at the native 1080p at 24 frames per second.
I don't know, do you guys get what I mean?
That was a lot of technical information, but it's important for you to know that there will be, and you should expect, a slight delay between audio and video. Hopefully I've given you a couple strategies to mitigate that delay.
I can see everything so fucking clearly.
Can we move on to the features? Everybody loves features. The DVD is rather flush with storyboards and interviews with the cast and crew, including the special Rue and Jules episodes. But you are probably wondering what this Blu-ray edition has, and it's a little deceiving. Season 1, Disc 2 contains 6 tracks, episodes 7 and 8, along with the 2 special Rue and Jules episodes. That's 4 tracks, so what are the last 2?
So where do you want to start?
Actually, and unfortunately, it repeats the 2 special Rue and Jules episodes.
So where do you want to start?
Again, on tracks 5 and 6. I mean, I feel like you've waited long enough. Why is there a police siren? This video is so long, I'm gonna need to shave again.
Why the fuck are you saying these things? Like, have you lost your fucking mind?
We need to talk. It's time to get real and talk about the worst and probably the deal-breaking features of these discs.
Just be a gentleman!
And don't you dare get pregnant.
These are not press production quality discs. They were produced with a Blu-ray burner, which in my case introduced blemishes. Well, okay, way worse than blemishes. I've sped up the footage, but if you focus in on the lower right corner, you'll notice this brand new disc has skipped 7 minutes of content. Cleaning the disc didn't help. I tried multiple players. In fact, because of the nature of the M2TS files, I never did get the computer to play them at all.
We'll figure it out.
Later on in the disc, it stutters and skips again. And then in the second disc of Season 2, it also had some minor skipping.
My mom, I don't want her to fucking freak.
Annoying, huh? If any of you out there purchased this set, please drop me a comment below if you have either similar skipping or if yours worked perfectly.
Only a child, and all the hard parts have yet to even come.
I went back and took a closer look at the packaging. Certainly just minor stuff and more comical than anything. Both have the exact same description describing Season 1, even though one is supposedly Season 2. Also, each season says it's 4 discs, but it's really just 2 discs. I mean, for crying out loud, it says it was made in 2014. The series didn't even premiere until 2019, 5 years later. It's funny, yes, but do I care? Not really.
It's crazy. I'm not even fucking tired. I feel amazing.
Having these, would I still purchase a Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray that's made by HBO? Oh, heck yeah.
Oh. Really? Are you high? I mean...
Now it's up to you to decide if this intellectual property ignoring copy is right for you. Thanks for watching.
Rue, I think he understands.
I don't think he understands.
Tell her you understand.
I understand.
There you go.